Ah, Christmas in the 80s. It was a time of pure magic, wasn't it? There was something about the holiday season back then that just felt different. From the smell of pine needles and cinnamon filling the house to those frosty nights spent staring out the window, hoping to catch a glimpse of Santa's sleigh. Christmas was like stepping into a world of wonder. If you grew up in the 80s, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's take a little trip down memory lane to relive some of those iconic holiday moments. Who knows? You might find yourself humming a few familiar tunes along the way, decorating the tree together. Do you remember hauling out that box of Christmas decorations that only seemed to grow bigger each year? The ornaments were a mix of old family favorites, homemade creations, and maybe even a few shiny new ones from Woolworths or Sears. Those glass baubles, the delicate angel on top, and of course, the endless strings of colored lights. Back then, we didn't have LEDs. It was those big, warm bulbs that got hot to the touch, and let's not forget the endless battle of untangling the tinsel. But oh, wasn't it worth it when you saw that tree all lit up Christmas cartoons and specials? Nothing marked the official start of Christmas quite like the holiday specials. Remember gathering around the TV to watch Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and A Charlie Brown Christmas. They were annual traditions that brought the family together, year after year. And for those of us who were lucky enough, we might have even caught a Christmas episode of our favorite 80s sitcoms. Who didn't look forward to a very special Christmas episode of Full House or Family Ties? Those stories made us feel like we were right there with the Tanners or the Keatons, celebrating Christmas as one big family. Letters to Santa and the Sears Wish Book. Ah, the Sears Wish Book. That thick catalog was like Christmas magic in print form. We'd spend hours flipping through the pages, carefully folding down the corners on the toys we wanted most. G.I. Joe figures, Barbie's dream house, Light Bright, Cabbage Patch Kids, the list went on and on. Remember how seriously we took our letters to Santa? That wish book was our guide, a roadmap to the dreams we'd try to capture in a single heartfelt letter. What was your must-have toy from the wish book school Christmas parties? Do you remember those Christmas parties in school? There were handmade decorations, gift exchanges, and sugar cookies that tasted extra special because they were frosted with red and green sprinkles. Everyone would trade holiday cards and maybe even tiny gifts. And if you were lucky, one of your friends might have shown up with a box of holiday candy canes. The excitement of the last day of school before winter break was unmatched. Everyone was counting down the minutes until the bell rang, ready to kick off the holiday fun. Classic 80s, toys under the tree. Christmas morning in the 80s, it was like a dream come true. Remember tearing open those carefully wrapped boxes to find the toys you'd been dreaming of? Rubik's Cubes, Transformers, Teddy Ruxpin, He-Man, and the ever-elusive Nintendo Entertainment System. It was the era of legendary toys, and finding them under the tree was like a personal visit from Santa. If you were a gamer, maybe you were lucky enough to unwrap a game and watch, or an Atari console. Who else remembers that feeling of Christmas morning magic? If you're enjoying this holiday stroll through the 80s, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. I'd love for you to join me as we dive into more nostalgic moments, holiday magic, and the things that made growing up in the 80s so unforgettable. Those classic Christmas songs. There's something about 80s Christmas music that just sticks with you. Whether it was Do They Know It's Christmas by Band-Aid or Last Christmas by Wham, these songs became holiday anthems. You'd hear them playing at every store, every holiday party, and on the radio all season long. And let's not forget the classics from Bing Crosby and Nat King Cole. They gave every Christmas a nostalgic, cozy feeling. Which Christmas song instantly takes you back visiting Santa at the mall? Going to see Santa was a big event. Malls would be decked out with glittering lights and giant decorations, transforming them into winter wonderlands. Remember the nerves as you waited in line, rehearsing what you'd say, and then you'd finally get your turn, sitting on Santa's lap, rattling off your wish list. It was such a simple joy, but felt like the most magical moment in the world. Holiday treats and homemade goodies. The smell of Christmas baking. Can you still remember it? Gingerbread cookies, candy canes, maybe even a slice of homemade fruitcake, though not everyone was a fan. Holiday baking was an event in itself, with flour-covered counters, cookie cutters, and little hands eager to help decorate. And if you were really lucky, you might have had some peppermint hot chocolate to sip while the cookies baked. Christmas movies on repeat. Can you imagine Christmas in the 80s without It's a Wonderful Life or A Christmas Story? These movies became holiday traditions, and it just wasn't Christmas without them. Who remembers watching A Christmas Story and quoting, "You'll shoot your eye out," or feeling the magic in It's a Wonderful Life? And when Home Alone hit in 1990, it joined the holiday classics lineup, becoming a must-watch every season. Advent calendars with chocolate surprises. Remember the excitement of opening a little door on the Advent calendar each day. Those tiny chocolates were a treat, and counting down the days made Christmas feel even more special. The suspense of each new door kept us eagerly looking forward to the next day. Tinsel and popcorn garlands. Back in the 80s, decorating the tree meant a lot of sparkle. We draped strands of tinsel all over the branches, making it shimmer with every light. And who could forget stringing popcorn garlands? It was messy, but there was something so satisfying about seeing your hard work hanging proudly on the tree. Christmas catalogs from local stores. Aside from the iconic Sears Wish Book, many local stores had their own holiday catalogs. Leafing through pages filled with toys, games, and electronics, we'd circle our favorite items, making sure our wish lists were crystal clear. The anticipation of waiting to see if Santa would bring our picks was unmatched. Christmas lights everywhere. Driving around neighborhoods to look at Christmas lights was a beloved tradition. In the 80s, people went all out with their holiday displays, from glowing reindeer to inflatable Santas. Remember the thrill of seeing entire houses lit up, especially that one house that had a full winter wonderland in the yard. Caroling with friends and family. Christmas caroling might seem old-fashioned now, but in the 80s it was a common tradition. Bundling up in scarves and gloves, we'd go from house to house singing classic holiday tunes like Jingle Bells and Silent Night. Some people would even invite us in for hot chocolate. The smell of cinnamon and pine. In the 80s, real Christmas trees were everywhere, filling homes with the fresh scent of pine. Combined with the smell of cinnamon-scented candles or simmering potpourri, it created an aroma that instantly felt like Christmas. Even today, one whiff of pine and cinnamon can bring back those holiday memories. Making homemade gifts and ornaments. Crafting Christmas gifts and decorations was a huge part of the holiday season. From handmade ornaments for the tree to homemade cookies in decorated tins, giving handmade gifts felt so personal. And those macaroni and glitter ornaments still hold a special place in our hearts, and maybe on the tree. Writing Christmas cards by hand. Back before emails and texts, Christmas cards were handwritten and mailed. Families would spend an evening around the table, writing messages to relatives and friends, sticking on holiday-themed stamps, and sealing each envelope. And there was something so exciting about checking the mailbox for all the cards coming in from loved ones, seeing Santa's helpers around town. During the 80s, it wasn't uncommon to see Santa's helpers at various stores and events, dressed as Santa and listening to children's Christmas wishes. The magic of seeing Santa everywhere made it feel like he was always around, watching and preparing for the big night. Dressing up in holiday sweaters. Before ugly Christmas sweaters were a trend, holiday sweaters were worn proudly. From reindeer and snowflakes to oversized pom-poms, these cozy knits were the perfect blend of festive and comfortable. And if your family had matching sweaters for holiday photos, you know just how iconic and memorable those pictures are today. Watching the Yule log on TV. Back in the 80s, if you didn't have a fireplace, the next best thing was turning on the Yule log on TV. The crackling fire and cozy ambiance made the house feel warm and festive. It was often paired with Christmas music, setting the perfect mood while we wrapped presents or relaxed with family. Remember the comfort of hearing those holiday tunes as the log crackled away. Big family Christmas dinners. The Christmas feast was a highlight of the holiday season, with every family member bringing a favorite dish. Tables were covered with holiday classics like glazed ham, mashed potatoes, and Jell-O salads, and dessert was a whole event on its own. Kids and adults alike would sit around, laughing, sharing stories, and enjoying the big family gathering. There was a special joy in those meals, and every bite seemed to taste just a bit better on Christmas. So there you have it, a look back at Christmas growing up in the 80s. Each of these memories is like a little piece of holiday magic, captured in time. From the joy of Christmas morning to the warmth of family gatherings, it's no wonder we hold these memories so close. What about you? What do you remember most about Christmas in the 80s? Drop your favorite memories in the comments. I'd love to read about what made Christmas special for you. And as always, thanks for joining me on this nostalgic journey. Merry Christmas.